Hey, Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kahakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives to do so. To the scattered hopeful elect across the four corners of the earth, and those among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, pursuant to Jeremiah 12 and 9, known as the speckled birds. This is not a so-called black thing. I am Disciple Parium, a follower of Great Millstone, coming to you with a lesson in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be titled Vote. A Promise to a God. So, without further ado, this is Shahid Bolson on the bottom. Just wanted to play a little clip. Obviously, he's got really good talking points. We don't subscribe to what he believes. He's a Muslim. However, the Most High can use anybody he wants to get a message across, right? And like I said, I like his talking points. A lot of brothers use them in the truth. But let me go ahead and play this real quick, all right?
Of people in the United States who have tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of dollars on the line when it comes to what American policies are going to be. They have so much at stake. If you imagine for a second that they're going to leave the decision for who's going to make policy up to the general public, you're out of your mind. And if you think that the one that the general public selects is actually the one who determines what the policy is, you're out of your mind. They have done everything they can to prevent there being any kind of democracy in the United States. This is what I'm trying to explain. They never believed in democracy. They never believed in this because it's a very bad idea. No one ever believed in this. They believed in democracy in terms of who gets to select who the leader will be. That should be pulled from a very small group of people. The Ahl al-Hal wal-Aqd. The people of influence in the society decide who will be the leader. That is the system that they always believed in, and that's the system that they have. If you actually believe that these people whose influence in society and whose stake in what policies are going to be, if you imagine for a moment that they're leaving that up to you, well, you're out of your mind. It's all a charade. And all the only thing that can keep it going, and the reason that they want to keep it going is particularly so that you never look at where the real power is. So that you always think that you're a participant and it's power of the people and so forth. Precisely because they have disempowered you, and that's what they've always believed. So no, it's not that that democracy is the best system for the West, or it's the best system that we have and so forth. They never thought it was, and that's why they don't have it. And they've done everything possible because they did put it on paper. So they found every means of avoiding it. They found every means of evading it and preserving, or rather rescuing power from ever being at risk of democracy actually breaking out in the United States.
So I just wanted to play that little snippet right there. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the etymology of the word vote. All right? Because it was never given unto us to appoint another heathen nation over us. Before there were judges in Israel, you had the Most High, okay? And then after the judges, then you had a king, okay? So, with that said, I want to go to this word vote. It's a formal expression of one's wish or choice with regard to a proposal. I'm going to go down here. It says a vow, right? A wish, promise to a God, all right? A solemn pledge, dedication. So when you look at this whole entire system and what we live in today, it's really going back to witchcraft, okay? Now, I want to look at that word vow, okay? It says a solemn promise. It's from a Latin. It says a promise to a God, solemn pledge, dedication, okay? Very similar. So Jake, who thinking you're gonna vote on whatever ideals you have because of say women's rights or whatever, right? you're really misleading yourself. Okay. So now let's get to this, like Apostle Ramla said, let's hit the scriptures. All right. So let's go to Exodus 20:3. It says, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Right. And that's what they try to make themselves to be, like Second Thessalonians 2:4. Right. Let's see. So so going back to that word, gods is actually going to Alahayim, or just plural, which is rulers, judges. But this is on the sense of the left-hand side of men, not of the Alahayim, who were the elect, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, right, that were in the heavens with Yahweh Shai. That's not what that's relating to, okay? So this is speaking of the Alahayim, plural rulers, judges of men. All right, so again, before there were kings, Israel had judges. Israel wanted a king like the other nations. All right, Israel rejected Samuel, right, who was the last judge, right? And they rejected Samuel. You go to 1 Samuel chapter 8. Let's get it. Because he was getting older and his sons did not walk uprightly, right? So let's go to verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people, in all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. That's what happened. They didn't reject Samuel. This is the Lord speaking to Samuel, right? He said they rejected me. Okay? And we're supposed to be set apart, holy, Kodash, from the other nations. So now let's go to Exodus 19:6. And ye should be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Okay? Again, we were set to be apart. Now, we're not supposed to partake in witchcraft and voting, now that you know what it is. All right, so go to Proverbs 21, verse 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And that's what, these anti-Christians do, okay? So let's go to Numbers 35. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So the one that shed it is Esau, Edom. All right, they have to get double. All right, they're going to receive double of that cup. Revelation 18, I believe, verse 6. Right. Now we'll go back to Deuteronomy chapter 17. Verse 14 and 15. And it reads, when thou art come unto the land which the Lord Yahweh thy power giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Now, that Deuteronomy 17 is titled Guidelines for a King, by the way, okay? You can see that right there. Now, going to verse 15. It says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord Yahweh thy power hath chose. Just like, David, like Solomon, right? It says, one from among thy brethren, not heathen nations, shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger, Nakar, right, over thee, which is not thy brother. Okay. And that in the car also, if you look, it's funny that when you look into it, Strong's 5237. I want to go to the Briggs lexicon, because it also equals into a Gentile. All right, a goyim, or gawar. Goyim would be how the small hats say it. But we set these Gentiles over us, right? But obviously, because we're not sovereign, we're not in our lands, because prophecy has to play out. Okay. So now I'll go to Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. All right, it says, Judah is warned, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. All right, because it's playing out here on earth. It's not a freaking place you go to. That's all, Greek mythology. Okay, heaven and hell are conditions here on earth. Okay, and with hell are we set agreement. And when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. We hid ourselves under deception, right? In this queendom. Basically, like, the voting, for so-called freedom, all right? And this wickedness. And then going back to hell, I want to get Deuteronomy, going back to the curses, okay? 28 verse, I think it's 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. So obviously, right now we're starting to see these curses being lifted little by little, and is being put back on Esau. Okay. So I'm gonna go to Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Help not in Egypt, but in power. Right. So it says, woe, which is destruction, to them that go down to Egypt for help. All right. And stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh. Okay, so destruction unto you for doing these things. Okay, why should we be surprised? It says, pity not a charmer, I believe, roughly phrasing. Okay. And then anyways, that word Egypt goes into Matazarium, which we know means double straits. That's this place, It's a double straits of hardship. Now let's go to Isaiah 36 and 6. It says, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand. All right. You see, you think you're going to trust in Egypt, it's going to pierce you in your hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And then you read the NLT, which is, I like reading this one. It says, on Egypt, if you lean on Egypt, it will be like a reed that splinters beneath your weight and pierces your hand. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, is completely unreliable. All right. Now I want to finish off in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 28. It says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. Onto the Akim and the few Akwaf that listen in sincerity. Say, Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom, and on to the next.